this is gonna be so much fun. Dad!
Mavis!
Best summer vacation ever!
Man, this is amazing! Erica loves the Drac!
Okay, Drac, hit it. Drac's pack is back.
We always have a bunch of great voices in our movies.
A cruise?
Surprise!
Adam Sandler, of course, who's Drac and does that hilariously.
But it's just like a hotel on the water.
Selena Gomez, Spade, Keegan-Michael Key,
Andy Samberg, Kevin James.
Steve Buscemi, Mel Brooks.
Molly Shannon, Fran Drescher,
It's obviously all-star cast.
And then we have a bunch of new voices, too.
Kathryn Hahn.
Jim Gaffigan,
Joe Jonas.
Chrissy Teigen.
It's really great to have these new characters and voices aboard. Get it aboard. It's a cruise ship movie. Get it? It's aboard.
I am Captain Erica, and I could not be more excited to have all of you on board our first ever monster cruise!
I was able to come on board after all those guys have done it a couple times. I mean, every single name is somebody that's talented and hilarious.
Oh, that was incredible.
I think she's very charming, very personable. She has an adorable haircut. And she is, most importantly, a human that is hanging out in the world of monsters.
So, you must be the one and only Dracula.
Let me get rid of Dracula right now. I was so close to him, I could have just...
I've always wanted to play a villainous character.
But Mavis is not really sure about her.
Dad?
Mavis!
And Kathryn's amazing.
I should really go do captain-y things.
So full of life, and it was, sometimes difficult to match who's gonna match with Adam Sandler, because they've got to, hold their own. And with the big, giant personality that Dracula is, she hit it out of the park.
They have the classic will they, won't they thing going on like on Cheers.
Cantina, midnight. Don't be late.
Good evening, travelers. I am Professor Abraham Van Helsing. Yes, one of the Van Helsings.
Jim Gaffigan, who plays Van Helsing, is just kooky.
You can't run from me, Prince of Darkness. I will hunt you for all eternity. Ah!
I was excited to play an iconic character, Van Helsing, and he's also a very good-looking guy, so I figured it would make sense that I would play him.
Fear not, for I am a professional, and I know how to flesh out these beasts and bring them into the light. Fireband!
Jim's one of my favorite stand-up comedians, and he is completely crazy in this movie.
There is a process of discovering how this character is gonna fit within the existing world of Hotel Transylvania.
Squeak, squeak.
But a mouse?
Then there's the very talented Chrissy Teigen playing Crystal, AKA the Invisible Girlfriend.
What happened to you guys?
Yeah, we hardly saw you on the cruise.
Griffin has the best girlfriend in the movie, Crystal. She's named this because you can see through her. She's also invisible, which is, my type.
I was so excited when David actually reached out to me and asked me to be a part of Hotel Transylvania. I'm a big fan of the movies, number one, but also I always thought I had a good cartoony voice. This is like the nicest hotel I've ever been to.
Yeah!
We have Joe Jonas doing a song, playing the Kraken in the movie.
There's a place you've gotta be, 1,000 leagues beneath the sea.
Now, the Kraken can be pretty destructive. However, normally this Kraken is a pretty chill dude. The Kraken's kind of a crooner vibe to him.
Get ready for the party's on tonight.
And Asher Blinkoff returns, who plays Dennis.
Come on, Papa Drac.
Dennis is really great. He's hanging out with Winnie a lot. They also have a monster puppy named Tinkles.
Tinkles is pretty much the coolest dog in the whole world.
And if you missed the little short that we did in between the second movie and the third movie, Dennis wants a puppy just like any other kid.
Mommy, Daddy, can we please get a puppy?
I'm so sorry, honey, but taking care of a puppy is a lot of responsibility.
What if we got you a little goldfish instead?
But then he gives Papa Drac a pouty bat face. And so Drac gets him a gigantic monster puppy.
Like most puppies, Tinkles is really adorable and full of energy, but unlike most, if not all puppies, Tinkles is the size of an elephant.
He's cute though, because he still has that puppy playfulness.
They just keep adding because they want the movies to be funnier and funnier.
I'm still not sure I understand. You take my kids all day on purpose?
That's right. What exactly don't you understand?
Chris Parnell, he did some secondary voices in the first 2 movies, and then he comes in as the fish guys.
Welcome to the Bermuda Triangle, where you'll embark on a monster cruise of a lifetime.
I voice a number of gill-bearing aquatic creatures. However, I mainly voice Stan the Fishman. So Stan works aboard this massive cruise ship, and not surprisingly, Stan is half fish, half man.
Right this way, everyone.
But he's like a reverse merman, so his top half is fish and his bottom half is human.
And basically kind of their backstory is that Van Helsing wanted to capture Dracula's shape-shifting powers, so he would experiment with fish that he caught, and he made these kind of weird fishmen creatures that he had nothing else to do with, but they could be the staff of the cruise.
Maybe.
And we have 100 gremlins on Gremlin Air, all trying to destroy the plane.
I don't know if you know this, but gremlins are not exactly calm and collected.
Beverages, snacks, beverages, snacks.
I mean, I voice all of them, but the voices vary just slightly. So if it's a
flight attendant, it's a little bit more hello. Can I stow that for you, sir?
All right, thanks. But if it's a pilot, it's a little bit more officious.
So, any big plans for the weekend then, Bill?
Oh, you know, the usual. Gotta take the kids to soccer.
It's an insane amount of talent, and I'm really, really happy and honored to be a part of this group.
It all makes for like a pretty thrilling adventure.
It's almost too good.
I've loved these movies. I've seen them multiple times with my kids, so I was very excited to jump on board.
It's pretty exciting vacation for everyone.
Thank you.
You know, having worked on the first one, I knew the characters really well. And so that was kind of the easy part, is knowing what to do with those characters. But Genndy really challenged us with creating essentially a new world that we could explore and share with the audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the front of the cabin.
The gremlins, their job is to destroy the plane.
They're so frenetic and crazy, it just gave us tons of room to play. They had a really big range of motion, and we did a lot of cheating with them.
We designed them so that their arms can stretch, because they're actually very tiny arms and feet, but we knew we were going to exaggerate them like crazy.
Their arms kind of sometimes grew from behind their heads or stretched super long. We had to make sure that their fur and textures worked with these really extreme poses. They might be the stretchiest characters that we've had. In order for their little arms to get to like the top of their head or to touch their ear, they have to get 4 or 5 times longer than their natural state.
Okay, folks, you're free to move about the cabin as we have started our descent.
That's right, dear.
The fishmen were the crew of the ship.
Their whole thing is about how little they move. From the very beginning, Genndy told us, play it as small as you can, and we did, and I think it was a lot of fun. There are some scenes where only their mouth moves because they have such little interest in what's going on in that scene.
He's just going to stand there, the super subtle eye movements, and just the mouth talks.
A lot of their comedy comes from just their overall shape. So if they looked silly and moved silly, it might end up being too much, but with the big silly feet and the fish body, I think that's enough and ended up really funny.
Genndy really wanted Erica to feel like sort of a 20s, 30s movie star, so she always had a little bit of that glow and diffusion, almost like there was Vaseline on the lens, especially when she was being really sweet to Drac.
We learned how we had to like really slow her down. She moves much more thoughtfully and calmly than a lot of other characters in Hotel Transylvania, which can be kind of quick and zippy. And she's also more fleshed out and flourishy, not as much holding on a single pose like other characters would.
We didn't want the average pretty girl, not just a generic beautiful girl, that she could be beautiful in a specific way.
We also did things in lighting when we knew that she was being evil. We would actually put We would tend to light her from below to give her sort of that classic evil uplighting. We always lit her with a little bit more of a red light, where it was sort of shining below her to really sell that she was not all that she seemed.
When she's evil, it's the polar opposite. She's got really dynamic, harsh lines. We really push her face. She has very tight and snappy timing. And the reason for that is to kind of match Dracula. In order for them to be a good fit, she has to be able to have that same range as him. And so we were able to get some really cool stuff out of that exaggerated posing.
One of the unique things about this movie is we got to build a new character called Van Helsing. One of the coolest things is we actually got to build two versions of it. One is the youthful, very strong, a lot of hair.
His proportions are pretty extreme, so getting him to feel right with that giant chest and tiny legs and stuff was always a fun challenge for his posing. Old Van Helsing was challenging for other ways. We had to try to find a way to make him appealing, but in a silly, ugly kind of way.
When he's decrepit and old, that's where more of the fun and the challenges came in.
How do we make sure that the character that we're building, this old version, actually looks and resembles like the new one? CFX team actually did a great job in building the hair, so it looks like they look like horns. They're sort of classic Van Helsing style. When we built the old character, he had the same hairstyle, but it was a lot thinner and a lot grayer.
As far as his mechanics, he had some interesting things, like his neck could stretch like crazy. It's not really connected. Same thing with his arms. Mostly, it's about finding the balance of doing gross and silly, but not too much.
It's a giant kraken! There's a place you've gotta be.
The Kraken started out as the lounge singer, and then through the story development process, he became actually the villain at the very end. He was designed to sing, and then we had to kind of retrofit him to make sure that he could be a bad guy also.
The Kraken was one of the coolest characters we got to build on the film. You know, it's 1,000 feet tall, had giant tentacles. We ended up building actually quite a few versions of it.
With the introduction of the Macarena, we realized that he didn't have shoulders to do the choreographed dance with, so we actually had to build a second Kraken that had shoulder anatomy, and he's about twice as tall, just for a couple of key scenes.
So we had what we called the stunticle. We used it when we were wrapping around characters. As it was close up, we actually had to make a lot more detail. And so the suction cups and all the detail that was on top, we texture painted that and actually did a little bit more look development on it so that it would hold up really close to camera.
To see all the details, like every time the Kraken rises, there's all this vapory mist coming off of him. ImageWorks did an amazing job with creating the effects and making them special, and the scale and the way they blended in with all the cartooniness. It's pretty great.
Hey gang, Dennis and I thought it would be cool to take a trip down the old memory lane, so we're busting out the home movies.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Aw, I'll never forget that first night. I came to Hotel Transylvania with my trusty backpack. Man, I love that backpack. Still do. Okay, take it away, little man.
Dad was mountain climbing with some pals when suddenly he saw some goofy-looking dudes on fire, so he followed them to a castle. That's where he met Papa Drac and all his monster bros.
Who are you, and how did you find this place?
Oh, I'm Jonathan, and I was just mountain climbing with some dudes.
But Drac made him pretend he was a monster bro too, because he was the first human to ever go to the castle.
I dug the costume. Everything was going pretty cool until I met Mavis. Man, she was the most beautiful lady vampire I'd ever seen. Wow. Although, to be honest, she was the only lady vampire I'd ever seen. But still, definitely the most beautiful. And more importantly, she was super smart and funny.
Maybe if you're not planning later, we can hang out.
Sounds good.
Okay, you're not hanging out.
Next thing he knew, he and Mom zinged. Papa Drac wasn't very happy about a human zinging with his only daughter.
No! Anything but that!
I get it.
Before too long, his cover was blown, and Mom found out he was really a human.
I don't care. I still want to be with you.
Now, I didn't want to upset my new pal Drac, so out of respect for him, I agreed to pretend I didn't care about Mavis and just leave the castle forever. Man, that was tough. I know it broke Mavis's heart, but sometimes a man's got to make tough choices, am I right, pal?
I'm just a kid. How should I know? Anyways, Papa Drac had a change of heart and realized that Mom and Dad were meant to be together, so he went out of his way to bring Dad back to the castle.
Dracula, is that you? It was a pretty solid move, if you ask me.
And along the way, he met a bunch of really cool humans who helped him out.
Blah, blah, blah. I don't say blah, blah, blah.
Go get him! Turns out humans aren't so bad after all, but I could have told you that. So Mom and Dad were reunited and free to be together after all.
Now, you know how this goes. First comes love, then comes marriage, then came Dennis!
Look at how cute I was.
You're a chip off the old block. Drac was pretty excited to be a grandpa.
The big question was whether I was going to be a monster or a human. Mom and Dad didn't care either way.
We were just stoked you were ours.
But Papa Drac, he was a little obsessed with finding out. So Drac and the monsters decided to take me to a vampire camp called Winnie Pakaka. He was positive that he could get me to unlock my inner vamp by just throwing me into it. Literally. Whee!
He's still not flying.
He will.
Still not.
It'll happen. You know what? He's not gonna fly.
Yeah, Mavis and I weren't too thrilled about that one.
Mom was super mad at Papa Drac. She decided we were going to move to Santa Cruz to keep me safe.
I don't want to leave.
I was so sad about this that my friend Winnie and I decided to run away.
But we were right in the middle of planning your birthday party. In fact, your great vampop Vlad was gonna come and meet you for the first time.
All right, there's my vamp son.
Unfortunately, my human family was already visiting, which was a bit of a problem because even though Drac was now cool with humans, his dad, not so much.
I raised my son to hate and kill and steal the souls of humans like a good boy.
But it was cool because we came up with the brilliant idea of turning the party into a monster masquerade. My whole family got all zombied up. They were actually pretty good zombies.
They almost got away with it, too. Until Vlad's nasty friend Bella had to go and threaten us kids. He went one step too far when he hurt my pal Winnie.
Oh yeah, you were so enraged that out pops your little fangs and you went full-on vampire mode. Gotta say, you make a pretty cute little bat. That hair definitely came from my side of the family.
We do have pretty cool hair.
In the end, it turned out that blood is thicker than, well, maybe this is a bad analogy. In any case, Vampop Vlad learned to accept humans because family comes first.
Yep, family comes first.
Oh man, that was a great trip down memory lane, buddy.
It sure was.
Okay, next up, I want to do a whole presentation about my backpack.
I don't think we have time for that, Dad.
Once upon a time, quite recently in fact, there was a lonely vampire that everyone called Drac.
Now, vampires may be known for being very frightful, but Drac was different than the rest. He was really delightful.
He thought that he was happy. He had a lovely life. But part of him was a little sad. He missed his lovely wife.
But life was good in spite of this at Hotel Transylvania, with monsters coming every night and partying with mania.
What more could any vampire want? This guy had everything. Until one day he realized what he was missing was a zing.
But zings are very hard to find. In fact, they are quite rare. You can't just wish for one to come and poof, it will be there.
One day, the family decided to go on a vacation. So all the monsters took a cruise for fun and relaxation.
But when they met their cruise captain, Miss Erica Van Helsing, Drac was met with quite a shock when he began to zing.
But zings don't happen twice, he thought. This surely can't be true. Yet here he was all zingy, and he didn't know what to do.
But Erica had secret plans to help her great-grandfather. Van Helsing's all thought vampires were really quite a bother.
He tried to be a gentle vamp and get the romance started, but the guac was full of garlic, so he kinda sorta farted.
But sometimes life is funny, and when you don't expect it, your heart may zing for someone that you wouldn't have suspected.
And so it was that Erica decided not to chase him. For now that she had zinged, it wouldn't be nice to erase him.
Instead, she realized not everything is as it seems. Sometimes your sworn enemy ends up the vampire of your dreams.
Now, monsters may be scary, but some of them are kind. So let this be a lesson to have an open mind.
Want to help me sing a song about my puppy Tinkles? Yeah, that sounds like fun. Okay, you start. Okay. Everybody sing along. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Dennis had a giant dog, giant dog, giant dog. Dennis had a giant dog, and Tinkles was his name. When I took a monster cruise, monster cruise, monster cruise. When I took a monster cruise, Tinkles also came. Go get it, Tinkles! Good boy. Tinkles, you're the best dog ever. Dennis had to sneak him in, sneak him in, sneak him in. Dennis had to sneak him in. It was a tricky job. Put him in a fake disguise, fake disguise, fake disguise. Put him in a fake disguise and told them he was Bob. This is Bob. Say hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Everybody fell for it, fell for it, fell for it. Everybody fell for it. They didn't have a clue. So if you wanna bring your pet, bring your pet, bring your pet. If you wanna bring your pet, that is what you do. We did it! That was great! High five, honey!
All right, ghouls and goblins, it's time for monsters to party down. DJ Johnny on the ones and twos, play. Monsters like to party down. Monsters like to party down, party down, party down. Monsters like to party down. Spooky, crazy, creep and crawl and haunt the town. Haunt the town, haunt the town. Hopefully don't burn it down. Spooky, crazy. Yeah, let's get you on your feet. Everyone, put your hands together. Oh, if you have hands. Dance and sing and fly around. Fly around, fly around. From the clouds back to the ground. Spooky, crazy. Spider webs and creaky sounds. Creaky sounds, creaky sounds. Sure to make the floors all pound. Spooky. flobby. You looking good. Sleep all day, then scare all night. Scare all night. Scare all night. 'Cause they cannot stand daylight. Spooky, crazy. Dance and spin and flip and jump. Flip and jump. Flip and jump. Sure to make your heart rate pump. Spooky, crazy. One more! Monsters like to party down. Party down. Party down. Monsters like to party down. Spooky, crazy, yeah! All right. Hey, where's the after party? Guys? Guys, can I come to the after party? They're gone.
This wolf mama likes to rap. Oh, I came from Transylvania for adventure on the seas. But the thing I'd like to do the most is catch a couple Z's. Though I love my furry babies, 'cause they really are the best. It would be so sweet to ditch them just to catch a little rest. Oh, these wolf pups, why won't they let me be? For I'm going to take a nap now and would like an hour or 3. They may be cute, they may be small, but don't be fooled a bit. Their energy is limitless, they never seem to quit. They scratch and bite and scream and fight, they really are a pain. They're all a little stinky and they constantly complain. Oh, these wolf pups, why won't they let me be? For I'm going to take a nap now and would like an hour or 3. Hey, Wayne! Fetch! If only I could get a little me time for a day. I'd play some fetch and sleep so hard and hang out with my bae. I'd love to run and frolic round without my clingy brood. And spend some time relaxing with my loving furry dude. Oh, these wolf pups, why won't they let me be? For I'm going to take a nap now and would like an hour or 3. If only they would take a break, I'd truly be elated. I've given up on laying down 'cause sleep is overrated. Despite their flaws and razor claws and all of their furry drama, I love my pups and no matter what, I'm proud to be their mama. Oh, these wolf pups, why won't they let me be? For I'm going to take a nap now and would like an hour or 3.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I Mommy, I'm too old for lullabies.
What? That's not how that one goes.
This is the way most people sing it.
Most people? What's wrong with suffer, suffer, scream in pain, blood is spilling from your brain?
Hey, little monsters, it's me, Denisovich. My Papa Drac taught me these spooky, silly songs. Would you like to learn how to sing them? Let's get started. Let's sing Hush Little Monster. Go grab a friend and sing this spooky song with me. Hush little monster, don't make a sound. Drac is gonna buy you a scary hound. And if that scary hound won't howl, Drac is gonna buy you an eerie owl. And if that eerie owl won't hoo, Drac is gonna buy you a ghost to booze. And if that ghost to booze won't haunt, Drac is gonna buy you whatever you want. Yeah! Let's sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Bat. This song is about a little bat just like me. Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, let's teach you how real monsters act. Papa Drac will start the game. Next comes Griffin, Flame, and Wing. Drac is first to raise you right, teach you how a band takes flight, toss you from a cliff so high, laugh real hard, you might not die. Griffin's next, he's hard to see. Keeping quiet is the key. Find the perfect hiding spot. Jump out, scare your friends a lot. Frank is huge and monster strong, lifting Dennis all day long. Flex those muscles till you're tired. Just steer clear of any fire. Green is last and hairy too. Full moons make him howl. Ow! Here's your chance to crawl around, just like a werewolf on the ground. Now you know the secret is being the very best monster there is. Drac in the game would be so proud to go have fun in Monster Round. You did it! Great job, little monsters! I'm a vampire and a superhero. Let's sing my vampire's favorite song. Laddie had a little Drac. Laddie had a little Drac, little Drac, little Drac. Laddie had a little Drac, his cape was black as night. Mavis had a little boy, little boy, little boy. Mavis had a little boy, he wasn't quite a vamp. Dennis had some little wings, little wings, little wings. Dennis had some little wings, they flew him far and wide. We can all be monsters too, monsters too, monsters too. We can all be monsters too, we'll go to monster camp. Great job! Creepy crawlers, spooky holidays are here to stay. I think I saw a monster. Was it Frankenstein or was it Drac? Bats are flying through the night. Blah, 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 blah.
I don't say blah, blah, blah.
Deck the halls with creepy crawlers. Spooky holidays are here to stay. Spooky holidays are here to stay.
You've gotta be 1,000 leagues beneath the sea, and it's waiting over here for you and me. Gonna take you for a ride, but first you gotta come inside. Get ready for the party's on tonight. So relax and just unwind, leave your worries all behind. Get ready for the party's on tonight.
Welcome to Atlantis.
such a perfect place. I'm glad I found this with you. Our love reflected in your face. Only heaven can beat this view. Come on, let's run and get lost in the crowd. Into the light as the night's coming down. I'm double tapping, I'm focusing now. We're focusing now. I see love. I see love around me. From a river to a flood. I see love around me. All of you helped me find my heart. I didn't even know my name. Then I was blinded by the dark. My eyes will never look the same. Come on, let's run and get lost in the crowd. Into the light as the night's coming down. I'm double tapping, I'm focusing now. We're focusing now. I see love. I see love around me. From a river to a flood. I see love around me. I see love. I see love. From a river to a flood. I see love around me. Come on, let's run and get lost in the crowd. Into the light as the night's coming down. I'm double tapping, I'm focusing now. We're focusing now. I see love. I see love around me. From a river to a flood. I see love around me. I see love. I see love. From a river to a flood. I see love around me. I see love.
No, can't be patient. Pulling up in this spaceship. Don't need no destination, baby, come on. Don't need to complicate this. We lifting off of this pavement. I'll take you to that place where we can vibe on. There ain't nothing but a slow ride. So come on, let's get some more vibes. Baby, let me get by your side. And hold on. Wanna float away with you. Wanna float away. Float away, float away. Nothing else I'd rather do. Wanna float
fellas. It's your pal Murray. Are you groovy ghoulies ready to get down? To shake a tail feather? To bust a bandage? To move your bones? Dancing. I'm talking about dancing, if that wasn't clear. Well, if so, then follow along and cut a rug. Again, dancing. I'm referring to dancing. All right, let's have a monster dance party.
This is such a perfect place. I'm glad I found this with you. Our love reflected in your face. Only heaven can beat this view. Come on, let's run and get lost in the crowd. Into the light as the night's coming down. I'm double tapping, I'm focusing now. We're focusing now. I see love. I see love around me. From a river to a flood. I see love around me. I love you, help me find my heart. I didn't even know my name. Then I was blinded by the dark. My eyes will never look the same. Come on, let's run and get lost in the crowd. Into the light as the night's coming down. I'm double tapping, I'm focusing now. We're focusing now. I see love. I see love around me. From a river to a flood. I see love around me. I see love. I see love. From a river to a flood. I see love around me. I see love.
Welcome to the Hotel Transylvania makeup tutorial. Stick around to learn how to transform yourself into two of Hotel Transylvania's most beloved characters, Mavis and Drac.
Yep, everything is fine here.
Mavis is the coolest. Are you ready to turn yourself into everyone's favorite lady vampire?
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so much fun.
Step 1, foundation. Mavis may be on vacation, but she definitely avoids the sun. So make sure to choose a color lighter than your natural complexion to get Mavis's truly Zing-Tastic paleness. Be sure to blend it in well, all the way to your ears and down your neck. Great! Step 2, eyeshadow. It's time to make those big bat eyes sparkle. You can use any dark shade, like gray or brown. Apply all over your lid and make sure you blend well. Next step, eyeliner. No vampire look would be complete without some smoky eyes. Let's line these peepers to really make them pop. You can use either a pencil or a liquid liner. We'll start by applying on the upper lid. You want a nice, thick line. Perfect! Now we're gonna go under the lower lash line. Carefully. If you really want to kick this look up a notch, you use this trick from pro makeup artists and fill in the waterline inside your lash line. Wow, that looks great! Step 4, mascara. Apply carefully to your upper and lower lashes. Next step, blush. Mavis has a bit of a rosy complexion, so let's apply on the apples of our cheeks and the bridge of our nose to get that truly immortal glow. Step 6. Now it's time to get Mavis's super cool signature black lips. Surprise! It may be a little extreme, but she can really pull it off, and so can you. You can find black lipstick at most drugstores, or just use the same black eyeliner you used before. And now, let's really get into character. A Mavis wig! If you really want to look like Mavis, you'll need one more thing. Looking sharp. And there you go, instant Mavis.
Having fun?
If you're in the mood for a disco dancing, dad joke making, Hawaiian shirt wearing good time, you can use most of the same materials to turn yourself into Drac. Step 1, slick back your hair. Now, apply your light foundation.
Really don't age, do you? That would kill for your skin.
Step 3, use an eyeliner to create Drac's signature hairline, the widow's peak. Draw a triangle on your forehead, like this. Can't forget those cool sideburns. Draw 2 smaller triangles on either side of your face. Now fill them in. Make sure you paint all the way up into your hairline. Great! Now, just like you did for the Mavis look, let's add some eyeliner. Step 4, eyeliner. We're going to line the lower lash line. And now the final touch. Ooh, spooky.
Work it, Dracula.
You know it.
Hi, my name is Genndy Tartakovsky, and I'm the director of Hotel Transylvania 3. And I'm going to talk about how to design a character, especially one as complex and funny as our Count Dracula. So we know that Dracula sleeps in coffins, right? So we thought, oh, wouldn't it be fun? We could make his head shaped like a coffin. And so we started to do drawings of a little bit more coffin shaped. It took us a few weeks to do all the different iterations and different, we made him shorter, fatter, thinner, longer, taller, everything, until we kind of got the right feeling, But basically, that's kind of how it started, right? And then for his body, we knew also that we want to make the cape a character in its own way. And so we started to build this cape, and as we continued to build the cape, it started to really take form as his body language would express what he's feeling, right? So if he's confident and kind of heroic, we would close the cape, and there you would feel the confident and heroic Drac. Basically on his gesture, the way you stand up, right? When you're sad, you slump down, right? So that's the same thing. So then we would do a slumpy, sad Drac. And even before me drawing in the face, you could tell that he's sad just because of the posture. And all that does, it really helps us in animation. Because in animation, it's all about, especially in the Hotel Transylvania style of animation, which is very cartoony and exaggerated, when somebody points, we get the great silhouette on Dracula, and you get to really feel it. And then, of course, like I would do a drawing like this for the animators, and then the animators would go into the computer, and they would manipulate kind of our Dracula puppet into following this pose. And then we'd animate from there. That's kind of the basics of designing a character. You kind of hear what he sounds like, then you go to the simplest form of what you think represents that character, and then you kind of start building on top of it with all the extra details and finesse that'll define who that character is. So animating is really fun. I think probably everybody at one point has tried to take your textbook or any kind of book or something, and you draw like a stick figure running or fighting or something. And the process and the way animation is done is exactly like that. It's one drawing over another drawing, and it's a little bit different, and it creates the illusion of the movement, right? So when we have Hotel Transylvania animation, it's very specific, because what we like is we like big, exaggerated, funny type of animation. And it really starts from the drawing, or from, like I still call it drawing even though we have a CG model, right? Like basically a puppet of, let's say, Dracula in the computer. Like he's kind of standing like this, and to put him in a pose, the computer grabs a point and then he kind of moves it up, and then he moves it up and moves it up, and then all of a sudden you have a point. The fun of our animation is we really put these really big, fun, exaggerated poses, and what's in between them is sometimes very surprising. Let's say he's going from this pose, we'll do a big, exaggerated, kind of goofy, sometimes it's how many funny drawings can we do? And again, I'm working very quickly in gesture forms because that's kind of the language of animation because it all goes through so quick, you just get to feel the motion. So he'll do this big gesture, right? So we could see him. And then he sees something off camera, right? And so he does a kind of a big take, right? And sometimes what's in between these two frames or poses is the fun part. And because with our style of animation, it could be very exaggerated, right? So in between, sometimes there could be a drawing that's only maybe 1 or 2 frames on the screen, but he'll have like 5 eyes and 2 noses, right? And maybe even 3 arms. So we get this amazingly goofy looking pose, but it totally works in between. And that's kind of the fun of animation is we get to do for our movie, for our style, is we get to do this really creative exploration of what's in between the main poses that you really feel, and all the exaggeration makes it even more special and unique to us. So thank you.